I recently made a video about stop playing too fast. I know that this is one of my own problems, maybe a result of playing bullet chess. I don't really know. Maybe it's just playing too much chess. But I have been moving too fast, and I know that this is my problem, but I still am doing it. And so I'm still playing too fast. 3, 4, 5 moves in, I just make a quick move, and then immediately I see it. I see the blunder. I see the missed tactic. And then I'm like, oh no, it's too late. And so in this video, I'm going to try to figure out what is my problem. And comment if you see it. You know, oftentimes the viewers on here will comment and say, hey, you know, you were doing this wrong or you're doing that wrong. And that's really, really helpful. It is. But so feel free, please, to, get on here, comment, and tell me if you see, what you think the problem is. Okay. So again, I'm just going to develop my pieces. Actually, I'm thinking about this first, and, just kind of get out of my opening here. And now, automatically, I'm already thinking I want to move here, but I know that removes a defender from this square, which means he can win a pawn. So I need to slow down enough, again, to already not make mistakes, even here, right here in the opening, okay? So I've dropped all the way down, and I know you guys are watching who've been following along. I've been as high as 1,300. It seemed like when I hit 1,300, it was kind of like a piece of cake, like, oh yeah, I did it. And then I'd lose, but then I'd win again, and I hovered right around 1,300 for a little while, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I am now 1125. I'm actually in danger of dropping below 1,100, which is craziness. So anyways, this is the reality right now. Now, I know that automatically while this looks like a positive thing, it's a nice pawn chain. I know that I blocked in my own light squared bishop. And so I'm thinking about moving up here, but if I move here, I am potentially going to lose, 2 pieces. So what I'm thinking about doing is, again, I'm slowing down enough so I could think about this, right? If I move here, then potentially I prepare a move like this, and then I can move this. Maybe that's too slow. So maybe what's better is just do this, fianchetto out of my bishop, and then at some point, okay, so now it looks like he's thinking about trying to do something like this. So maybe now is the time to move here. Now, if I move here, it's just going to trade a pawn. I don't know that it really accomplishes anything for me. So maybe it's not the right move, okay? I can always retreat back to here if I need it. And so while it's not an ideal square to be on, it's something that I know I've got. So maybe he's thinking about closing the center, and if he closes and then I take and then he takes, it's just kind of a wash. I'm not going to attack it again because he's got this. So far there's a lot of tension on the board. Nobody's taking anything. He's either just developing or he's adding another defender to this. I'm not going to take that pawn. I'm not even currently attacking it. So what are some ideas here? One idea is, all right, let's just think about this. If I move here, takes, I lose a pawn. All right, if I move here, I imagine this is coming, and then I just have to move right back. So that's just, probably not a great square. This guy's not really doing a whole lot. He was breaking the pin. I'm just going to continue to develop at this point. Which, is kind of what it seems like he's doing as well. So I could bring up this pawn so that way if he does, come here, I can take. And then if he takes, that doesn't really do anything. I know at some point I probably want to attack his pawn chain, maybe ideally like this pawn, if I could. So one idea is, all right, so he already broke his own pawn chain. So he's got 1, 2, 3 defenders here, and I've got 1, 2 attackers. I could attack this pawn, but then he takes, and I don't have anything defending it. So that's not great. So the real question is, do I want to, if he takes here, what is exactly happening? Because then I will have to move. Let's see. Maybe I'll just go ahead and, if I attack on this side, I'll attack on this side. Just to trade, and I mean, if he takes back with the bishop, I might actually already go ahead and take with my knight. If he takes with his knight, I might even still consider taking back. I know it's a lot of trades, because right now if he takes, I take. And, you know, to take is a mistake, they say. There's not really any like super exploitable things. I do want to move this guy eventually so that I can develop my bishop. In the meantime, I'm just going to do this. I think this is okay. Again, he is attacking once, but then I'm well defended. So while this, if I take, he takes, maybe if I push this pawn, he takes, I can win a piece. But then he takes back, and then I take, and then he takes, and then I take, and I've opened up. So I might still come out on top if I do that. So that's a possibility. But maybe it's better if I take this guy first. If I take him first, he takes back with his bishop. I push this pawn. Well, then nothing, right? Then I'm not going to win any material. I am still thinking about pushing this pawn, and then if he pushes here. Okay, so now I do think that was a mistake, because if I take, he takes, I should be able to win this bishop, right? Let's see. Although if I take, he takes, I take, he takes. So really I need to actually probably, all right, let me think about this. I have 1, 2 attackers on this knight. He has 1, 2 defenders. So one idea is first win this. And by win it, I mean trade it. So a lot of trades happening. And if he takes with his rook, okay, he's not going to take with his rook. All right, now I think that I have to take. So now we're just trading everything off the board. But I do feel like my position's pretty solid at this point. What if instead of trading, I just come after this guy? He's probably then just going to push this pawn, right? If I go this, he's just going to push here. So that's not ideal. But he is currently undefended. And if I push this pawn, I mean, he may end up just trying to trade queens. I don't really want to do that either. I think I'm just going to trade right now. So, okay. That doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just an in-between move. But we're still just sitting at even. What are some ideas here? If I double my rooks, I can play this if he doesn't get his rook back, right? So let's try that. I do need to watch. I mean, his bishop right now is just looking straight at his own pawn. I'm down on time by like 2 minutes, so I also need to kind of, you know, speed up a little bit. Okay, so there was that. All right, one idea is if I take, he takes. But if I push here and then take, if I push here and then push and then he takes and then I take, or actually I could take back with my, nope, that's not right. Let's do this. I'm doing that hoping that he takes here so that I could take back, but I was afraid of that as well. Okay. All right. So now, One idea is I just attack here. And maybe an idea is this and this. If I could fork, yeah, that would be nice. So I was trying to get my bishop here, but if I get my bishop here instead, and if he doesn't do anything about it, which he probably would, all right, I should be able to win a pawn here. Unless he does this. So, we'll see. Okay. What about, if I do this, he's just going to move over one? All right, let me think about this. If I go here first, then he's going to come down here, but then I can come here. Or, if I just go ahead and move here, let's do that first. Let's do this first. Let's see what he does. He has to stay on this third rank because he's protecting his bishop. So I have a feeling he's going to do something like this or like this. Okay. So it's kind of what I expected. Is there a way? Let's see. I'd be careful a little bit. All right. So this is no longer really an option because now he's protecting. And I am running low on time. But I'm just going to do a fast move so I can think for a minute. Just get my king up. Okay. What about this first? No, that does nothing. Okay. If this, then this, then this, that's bad. I need to not mess with this because I'm going to do this instead. I need to leave this pawn because I could trade bishops. There's potential. All right, so now we've traded bishops. Oh, I should have taken with my other guy. That's okay. All right. What did he just take? Holy moly, I didn't see that stink. Okay, that's okay. We're okay. We're okay. He is threatening to take this pawn. So, man. I am gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna move here, threatening to take this pawn. If he takes this pawn, I'm gonna walk my my rook up here, and then this, and see if I can't make something happen here. I'm guessing he's gonna put his rook here, and if he does that, then I'm just gonna take this pawn. All right, so and if I can walk this guy up, then that will be a huge win for me. All right, so if he goes here, I'm going to take this pawn, and then I'm going to bring this guy around. All right. Oh, man. Okay, this is usually where I lose a game, is in the end game. So we'll see what happens here. He needs to put his rook right here. And when he does that, I'm going to bring my pawn here. He didn't do that. Okay. So now I'm moving fast, I know. But I got to move fast. So I have a minute 30. What's he going to do? He chooses to do that. All right. So he takes. He's got to move. Oh, no, he could move here, huh? He didn't move here. Stink. Okay, that's okay. I should be able to convert here. I have a rook. Can I convert in a minute and 20 seconds? Can I win? So, I don't know that moving too fast was really my biggest problem in this game. I would say that my biggest problem so far in this game is just what? You guys tell me. What has been my biggest problem in this game? All right. Well, now that does change things for sure. I'm potentially about to lose my rook as well. And not only am I going to lose my rook, I'm also going to lose this game. Just simply because of time. So, okay, good game. I lost. So you guys tell me, man, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why I cannot win a game. It feels like I've just forgotten how to play chess. I'm just going to resign. So it seems like now I've dropped to 11-17. It seems like I've forgotten how to play chess. I don't know what my problem is. Y'all help me out. I'm going to go ahead and review it. And I know some people were commenting on the last video that I review games too fast. I do that mainly for you guys. I do that because, all right, so I didn't have any blunders. I did have 79% accuracy, which for me is about, where I normally live. A lot of times I will say that a lot of times what happens is I have a ton of misses and a ton of mistakes. It only shows that I only had one mistake, no blunders, right? He had 2 mistakes. He had a blunder, and yet he had 85%. So, I don't know what's going on here. This is just absolute bonkers to me, and it's crazy. So if you are in a similar position, all right. So this was my first inaccuracy. It wanted me to take this pawn, and that's just a trade. I mean, literally, I just trade. If I do that, then it wants me to just take my. Now you guys tell me, how many of you would ever see this as the best move? I don't understand that one. So sometimes they say, don't listen too much, don't put too much stock in the analysis bar and analyzing the game review stuff. But at this point, analysis bars got me down a point and a half, which even though nobody's taken anything yet. All right, 1.2. All right, so that was good. And that was good. That was a blunder. And that was great. So I did capitalize on the right move. And then that was good. That was my mistake. I see it. Y'all don't have to tell me. So if I take here, he takes, and then I could potentially win. Okay, but here's the thing. If I take his queen, he could simply take back with the rook. Okay, and then if I take his rook, he takes with this rook, and then I win a bishop. So there is a tactic here, but I didn't calculate far enough, and that was the wrong move. So he was able to come out even. All right, so this was, at this point, analysis bar is I'm still down a point in 1.78 points, and I double my rook, but it does not like that. It says instead I should have come here, attacking his bishop. Let's just say he did that. Then this, and then this, and then this, and then what? All right, let's just say that. And then this, but then he moved here. That is where he ended up moving. Okay, it wanted me to move my bishop here, which is interesting. Okay, so Why? Why move my bishop there? I'm not sure what that accomplishes. All right, let's keep moving. So this is where I moved, and that's where he moved. That was an inaccuracy, which actually now put me up by, watch the analysis bar. I go from, it goes from, actually, no, it's got me up still here. Where did it switch? Where did the analysis bar say? I was winning here by a lot, and I could have won an entire piece. I clearly, this is what it should have been. This, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and that's got me up by a minor point, a minor piece. I just missed that. That was a miss. Fair enough. I didn't calculate enough, but at this point, everything looked pretty good. That was a big, okay, so that was a blunder. I blundered a pawn. And that was one of those where I said, hey, this is just an in-between move to make time. But when I did this, that caused him to win a pawn, which threatened this pawn and all kinds of stuff. So, although, which is crazy to me because it did not like that he did that. Well, no, it did. At that point, it did. All right, so we're actually dead even right here. We are completely dead even. That was a mistake. I should have offered to trade rooks, and then if he goes here, then what? Why does it want me to move my king? Just walk my king up. I mean, I have nowhere else to go. He does this, and now offer another trade. Okay, if I do that, we're still pretty much even. He's actually up slightly. No, it's even. Okay, so let's just continue. So he wins a pawn. I bring up my rook. He's up by 1 point, even though he's up 2 pawns here. That was a good move. That was not a great move, but it was okay. He's up by a point, 1.35. And all right. This was great. That was great. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I should have done this one. But then if he takes, I take. He moves down. He drops down, and I'm up by 1 point. Gosh, this hurts. This hurts. I know it hurts you guys more than it hurts me. So I'm up by a point anyways. So it's kind of the same outcome. I went a pawn. That was good. That was great. At what point? He's up 4 points here. Now, why? Where did this change? Where does this change? So, even though I'm up 1 point, the analysis bar has him up almost 4 points here. So, I want to see where that changed. Here's where it changed. At this point, I'm up by almost 2 points, even though he's winning. It has me up 2 points on the analysis bar. That was just totally wrong. If this, and then this, and then this, so at this point, I'm up 2.5 points. He is not. All right. A king move. King move. Yeah, because if he does this, what if he does this? Interesting. I mean, he could, no, he wouldn't do that. That would be a blunder. I'm not sure. But man, that was my big mistake there. I should have been able to win here. I'm down by what, 2 pawns? But I have a rook. And still a king coming after me was just too much to handle. It says I should have gone here. What if I did this? Oh yeah, that would have been a mistake. He's in check. He just wins. I mean, either way, he's going to get a queen. And I'm down to like, what, 1 minute here? So, whew, man, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. But what's really tough is just this continued losing streak. 117 points. 117 elo for rapid chess from 1300. It hurts, but I know you guys have been there. Man, would love to hear your guys' comments, and don't pull any punches. I want to hear it. And I know some of you will give me the absolute truth, and I appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow along, and I will see you guys next time.